Hi there, welcome to Schell Family Farm. Last video we put out was a little bit about the history of our farm, how Dia and I came to having our farm, kind of what got us here, how we were able to pull this off and start the process of becoming first generation farmers. So today we thought we'd give you a little bit more of a tour of the farm, what we have going on, where we're going, some of that stuff. So come on in, we'll take a look at the barn real quick and show you where we're at. So this is our barn. We call this our house. Dia designed this thing and I built it along with some family and friends. Built this in 2015. We live in one side of it and then we do events and stuff out of the other side of it. So right now we're doing weddings that hold up to 300 people. We do some corporate events. We do graduation parties. We'll do anything somebody wants to do here. So this is a little sneak peek of our barn. It's kind of set up for our winter time, so our kids and stuff can play. We don't have any events coming up anytime soon. So we thought we'd just give you a little peek. We got it set up for some basketball and some baseball and some tropical plants and a few tables set up so when people come visit they can see how it's going to look. But of course we show them more of the pictures and stuff. Then we have a few maple syrups over here and some of our syrups that we have bottled that we do on the farm that we're in the process of working on today and over the next couple of weeks. So, but let's take a walk over to the parking lot that we park in for our events and we will start the rest of our tour. Come on.
Oh, our farm. And Daddy.
So you'll notice along the way, you'll see some buckets hanging from trees, and you'll see some lines coming down from trees. We do our syrup a few different ways on the farm. We run them the old traditional way, where we have metal buckets hanging from the spiles. We also use spiles in the buckets, spiles with the plastic tubing running down to 5-gallon buckets. And then we also do a natural vacuum feed system that we'll see as we get further through the farm. So let's take a walk down to the parking lot, see our mulch trail. And of course it's spring, so everything's a little beat up right now, but we'll fix it up by the time we have another event and up the saw and stuff comes out. Hi again. So Dia already started the tour a little bit of a parking lot. Last year we cleared out this parking lot. It's about an acre parking lot. Brought in road gravel, brought in the asphalt millings. This past summer we realized it was a little smaller than we wanted. So you see all the wood chips and wood we have over here. We have a friend that drops all of his wood chips from his tree service over here. What we're going to do is we're going to clear out about 30 or 40 feet around the parking lot more. And then we're going to use wood chips to push in there to kind of build up for some overflow parking. I think it'll be perfectly fine. We won't do a lot of events in the wintertime, and spring when it's kind of nasty out anyway. So I think it'll be okay, and if we do need a bigger parking lot in the future, hopefully all those wood chips will break down into some good compost we can use around the farm for other things. We'll pull those out and we can bring in some more road gravel and some more asphalt millings. So this is our parking lot. It's a lot bigger than it looks right now because it's half filled with wood chips, but that's kind of a project here for the next 2 or 3 weeks is making this bigger, along with doing a couple other land clearing projects around here that we just need to work on. So that's where we're at. So we're going to jump in our Jeep, give you a little tour of the farm, stop a couple places along the way, discuss what we do and what we have going on there, and show you guys our farm. So we decided we were going to do this introductory video of our farm. Thought we'd pull the Jeep over here that we don't use in the wintertime much. It's more of a summertime vehicle. Had one of my helpers, one of the high school kids, bring it over here. Fired up. I'm guessing it struggled when it fired up. Got it over here. We walked over and just like everything else on the farm, battery's dead. Always something on the farm, but we're always ready to go. Or close anyway. This thing's pretty dead. I didn't have this thing charged up. Shame on me, right? So we're going to get this thing plugged in. See if we can't get her fired up. Just enough. All right, you guys ready to go? Hi, so now we're at our pond. This is where the history video is taken. And as you see on the drive-through here, those blue lines and that tote in the middle of the woods, that's our natural vacuum system that we do as part of our maple syrup production. I don't think it really produces a lot more sap than buckets do. The issue being that when it gets really cold at night, the sap in the lines freeze up, and then you have to wait for it to thaw out during the day. But what it does do is I think it's pretty equivalent to buckets for us, and it's a lot quicker for us, so it allows us to expand our production. Our maple trees are all around the property, so we can't do a vacuum system line that goes right to our barn. It's just too far out. So this allows us to do 50, 60 trees all to one tote, pick it up with my tractor, swap it out, move on, versus having 50 or 60 bodies we have to get. So here we are, we're at our pond. This is where we do a lot of our ceremonies. Again, it's springtime here, so it's not the prettiest right now, but believe me, in the spring, summer, fall, it is gorgeous out here. The pond right here is about a 3/4 acre pond. This is about a 2-acre area where we keep it all manicured. We keep the weeds knocked down around the pond and mowed up pretty well. And in the background there, we have a black oak tree where a lot of people like to get married. It's about a 600-year-old black oak tree based on an arborist opinion coming out here and looking at it. Obviously you can't tell until you cut it down. We're not going to cut it down, so pretty cool little tree. A lot of people get married over there. We can easily fit a couple hundred people in there. So this is one of our ceremony sites. We let people get married anywhere on the farm they want, but this is the spot they choose most of the time. It's pretty convenient to the barn and our parking lot where we trailer people in and out. But if people want to go further out on the farm, we will. So let's carry on. We'll keep showing you a little bit of the farm as we go, and we'll stop along the way and tell you a little bit about what you're looking at. Well, here is one of our main fields. This is part of our original 130 acres we had. This field right here, right now, we just use for row crops. Didn't get any last year because it's too wet. So we did a cover crop, try to keep the weeds down, add nutrients back into the soil. Dee and I are really focusing on regenerative farming. We want to make sure we're putting as much into the soil as we take out. So even though we're leasing out these properties right now, we're still trying to make sure we're building them up as we start using more and more for trees. So backdrop, you can see a gun blind. We do hunting out here to try to manage the deer population. And then the rest of it just all the way through the woods. That whole backdrop goes for a lot of walnuts. That's where we do a lot of our walnut production. And then we'll just kind of keep carrying on and kind of stop along the way so you can kind of see what our farm looks like. So as we're doing these videos, maybe you'll have a little better idea of where we're at. Here we are near our garden. If you look off to the right, the north, as you're looking at this video, this section of woods is part of our second purchase. It's 20 acres of woods. And directly up that hill to the right is 20 acres of fields. So that's the second 40 we bought. So that's kind of the starting of our next piece that we bought. So over here, this is our garden. We just did it pretty simple. We put some corner posts in, pounded those in with a post pounder, and then every 15 feet or so we did T-posts. And then I even use T-posts as some angle bracing for my big 5-inch treated post, and it keeps them really solid. You can see very secure, a real simple, easy way to do it. We didn't get any too elaborate. We decided to go with a 6-foot fence here because the deer really don't want to even jump a 6-foot fence. If you really want to keep deer out of a spot, you probably got to go 12 foot. For our orchard, we're going to go 8 foot because there will be more food in there and more valuable crops in there. But for our garden, we haven't had any deer get in this thing. Summertime, there's plenty of food for them, so they didn't even want to jump the 6 foot. So it does a real nice job of keeping the deer out. If we didn't have it up, we wouldn't be able to have a garden back here. So this is our garden. We're going to carry on. I'll show you where we are with our Christmas tree plantings and where our future Christmas tree plantings are going to go. And we'll stop by where it all started with our Christmas trees and move on out to the orchard from there. So here we are. If you look at the field in the background, that's our original Christmas tree planting on our commercial side for our Fraser firs and Canaan firs. It's also the 20 acres of field that went with our 20 acres of woods for that second purchase of 40 acres we bought. This whole field, with the exception of the far side, will end up being all Christmas trees. The far side, we're gonna do our venue. So we're doing them in our barn right now, our bouse. But the plan is to build a venue back here someday that'll be more full-time. We'll do them every weekend. We'll do stuff throughout the week. We'll have it for school events and stuff like that, educational places. We're planning on having a full kitchen in there at that point in time. A more permanent, full-time venue for people to utilize. But if you watch us as we come across here, the rest of the field was beans last year, but all the way across, and you keep on coming. If you look in the background, that hill back there, all this field will end up being Christmas trees when it's all said and done. And right on the other side of those woods back there, that was where it all started. There's a 2-acre field back there. That's where we started doing our Christmas trees. It was a hobby that turned into a little bit more. That finally we decided, well, when we're all in, that's too big. So we decided to move it out here. So we're gonna take a drive out there, kind of show you what we do out there, and I'll talk a little bit more about what we use that field for now. So we're going to take a walk in this time. As you can see, it's pretty muddy. We definitely need to get a little culvert in there and some road gravel kind of build up because we do use this site quite often. This time of year gets stormy. Summertime it's fine, but I'm trying to make all of our roads pretty accessible year round. So it's been a project I've been working on since we bought the property. But we're just gonna walk in now, so you guys don't get to see the fun part of me getting stuck, which happens more often than Dave would like to know about. Let's see if we can get Dia in here without slipping and falling in the mud. I'm sure the kids would love to see that. So we ended up only planting about an acre of Christmas trees here, but that was when we were only doing a couple hundred Christmas trees here. So we planted in here for I think 5 years before we decided to move out to this and really go all in. So you can see looking through here, we've been trimming them up. I haven't done a great job trimming them all up. You really should be trimming up in the summertime, probably July-ish. And you know, it's just not a priority for me necessarily. I use it for more training purposes. So some of the trees get pruned, some of them don't. I take lessons I learned from the meetings I go to and try to take them into these trees, but I try not to do them all so I can kind of hear, because every farmer has different ways they decide to trim and train their trees. So I try to take all of them and play with the trees and find out what works best for me. So I listen to everybody, I just kind of play with the trees. But so this is where they are. You can see some of them again are smaller, some are bigger. Most of the reason why some of them were small was not the right soil type and not good weed management. So this is where it all started. We're thinking at some point in time maybe turning this into raspberries, grapes, something like that. But for right now, we're going to keep planting these trees until we feel like we're good with it, and then we can take all of those practices over to the other trees. So we'll carry on to the orchard and go from there. Well, here we are with my high school kids that work for me, Jake and Owen. They're good kids, they work hard, but they're high school kids, so they don't always listen very well. Jake is gonna go get some pants, so when he's cutting with the chainsaw, we're safe, right? So here's our load of wood. This is the stuff we'll be burning the rest of the spring. This is also what we will be using for our maple syrup. All the piles back here, this is stuff that needs to season for the year. So this is kind of what we've been playing around with throughout the year. And right now you can see they're trying to see how full they do this trailer. So this is kind of our wood prepping station where we bring all the wood, trying to get it all cut up and stacked and split and stuff. So this has been our winter project because we didn't have anything to do. So we'll carry on through the orchard, but we want to stop here and show you kind of what we have going on here. Well, here we are. This is the last stop to our farm tour 2020. Here is the most recent thing we've been doing. We decided we were going to transplant an apple orchard. We got a hold of a chemical company that we use to get our sprays and stuff for the trees here. And they had a guy that was retiring from the apple business. So I reached out to him to get some equipment and found out he was just going to mulch up his trees. So I asked him if he would be okay if I transplanted them out. And I reached out to Michigan State University extension officers and talked to a bunch of other people. And they felt if we got it done early enough in spring, late winter, that we'd have a chance. They gave me from a 0 to 90% survival rate. Which is kind of funny. But we're hoping to get 70% survival rate. I'd be really happy with 50%, to be honest with you. I think we have about 1,200 trees, but we transplanted these out 2 weeks ago. And now they're, for the most part, all on the ground. And we're starting to work on trimming them up, to really trim them up hard, to give those roots a really good chance to get set this year and really start growing. So this is our new planting for 2020. That'll put our fruit trees up to close to 6,000 trees by the end of this year. That is apples, cherries, peaches, plums, and pears. And then we'll be adding raspberries, blueberries, and possibly grapes and stuff in the future, but that's probably a year or two out. And we still have some new trees we have to add this year. So everything we do on the apple side is high density planting, which we'll do some videos on why we do it, how we do it. So even as a homesteading, if you wanted to get your hands on 20 trees, I think this is a pretty neat little way to do it. It is a little more expensive, but it's really easy to pick them. You get better fruit, and you get more fruit. So if you're trying to do some homesteading on a small scale, this is a really nice way to go, because you can do, each one of these rows is about 400 feet, and we have close to 100 trees in there. So if you want to do 20, well boy, you could do that in 80 feet or so. Or you can do a couple rows of 40 feet. And so you're not taking up a lot of space, and again, it's really easy to get the fruit off of there, and you get real nice fruit. There is a learning curve to it, but we'll show you as we go. We'll show you how we train them, we'll show you how we build the trellises, we'll show you how we trim them. So we'll, if you subscribe to our channel, we'll keep this stuff going. So right here on the south side here, which should be the left as you're looking at, this is our peaches. Our peaches and our cherries are kind of our best ground because blossoms break soonest here. And we do have nice ground, but we are on the east side of Michigan, so we don't get that warm air coming off Lake Michigan like the west side do. So we put ours on the highest ground. And what not a lot of people probably realize is cold air is just like water, and it flows downhill. So the reason why you put them on the top and you make sure you have some good runoff from those is because it can be as much as a 4-degree temperature difference from the top of this hill to the bottom of this hill. And as we walk up, I'll show you how that can affect your trees. So not only for peaches is it really crucial for getting the fruit to set in the spring without getting frost, but if you look at these trees on the bottom of our hill, they're really small. Last winter was one of the hardest winters Michigan's had. We had a sustained negative 20 plus for over a week, And peach trees really don't like anything, under -10 degrees. So very, very cold. But you can see as you get further up this hill, the drastic difference in the size of these trees. These were all planted at the same time. This will be the third growing season. And you can see how much bigger these trees are versus the bottom. And that was just that temperature difference from the top of the hill and the bottom of the hill in the wintertime. So big difference. Cherries, of course, are the most sensitive. So we have those up there too. And because we're small farmers, we don't have a lot of good land. We have probably 15 acres of really good fruit land here. We're doing what's called a UFO, upright fruiting offshoots. That is also on a trellis system. We're doing it because we can get a lot more cherries, a lot better quality cherries, and it's easier to pick. So what we do with those is we grow them parallel to the ground and grow them all up. So we can't really get in there very well to see, but if you guys want to take a walk, we'll come up here and take a peek at them. I got a temporary deer fence up. Again, it's 5-foot tall fence, but we come out here all throughout the winter and look, and there's never any deer tracks in here. So you don't need a really tall fence to keep them out, as long as there are other food sources around. If there's not other food sources around, they jump that fence easy. But we had no issues with it, so then we pull this fence down. See if we can kind of zoom in a little bit. But you can see all those things are growing right on the lowest wire, and then we'll grow all the lateral branches up to the top wire. So the main leader goes horizontal to the ground, then everything else will take 6 to 8 lateral branches and grow them up that top wire, which is about 9 feet tall. So we'll end up with a 9-foot tall of cherries, about 8 inches wide. Super easy to trim, super easy to pick, and again, you get really good fruit quality, and you get a lot of bang for your buck on the system. So the upfront cost is high, but we think long term it'll definitely benefit us. So if we come over here, you can see this woods right here. This is part of the agritourism side of it. This is our haunted forest. So we started our haunted forest in 2019. I believe it was 2018 we were approached with the idea of doing it. So we do have business partners on this side of it. We didn't know anything about haunted forest. We didn't even really have the idea. Never even thought. We were just going to use it exclusively for walking trails. And it's an old apple orchard, so I'm trying to rehabilitate some apple trees that are from the 1800s. But we got approached by it. We thought it really fit in well with what we were doing. So we decided to go. What's up, buddy? We're on the camera right now, man.
Play with me.
Nobody's playing with you?
Yeah.
Alex, can you play with Jakey while we do this video, please? While you're eating your apple, because you're an apple farmer, aren't you? Sorry about that. Life of farming small scale with 3 young kids, right? So we decided to get in on this. We got a partner, and then we got a couple people that are really big in the haunts that run the whole thing. They designed the whole thing. They designed where the trails were, the buildings, the scenes. They did all of our actor training. They did it all. And it's a really good partnership we have, because Dia and I are all about doing everything the best we can do, whether it be our Christmas trees, our fruit trees, our event barn, our haunted forest, pumpkins, sunflowers. We want to do the best we can do. We're not out here to try to just throw something together. We want it to be the best we possibly can. And our business partners and the people that run the whole haunted forest feel the same way, that we have to do the best we can. So we built this all out in 2019. We cut in about a 3/4 mile trail. We got all the stumps out. We mulched the whole thing. We put in pole structures, metal roofs, built out all the scenes, underground power, got a massive generator, big enough to, run a whole town, to run the whole thing. And they got all their actors started training in June. So June, July, August, September, middle end of September is when we started. So they were training for almost 4 months before they even stepped foot in these woods. So ended up having a great opening year on the haunted forest. I think on Google we had 39 reviews, all 5-star. Facebook, I think we had 100 and some. I think all but 1 were 5-star. So we really focused heavy on good experience, doing things best we can do. And then we're gonna have to just try to figure out where that magic number is making sure we can keep doing that without having too many people out here. But it was a great first year. So that's our haunted forest over here. You can check that out at www.ghostlygrove.com. We'll put a link in here for you to see. And of course, if you subscribe to our channel, we'll do some separate episodes specifically on that too. So, but that's our farm. Way off in the distance, beyond that cherry tree over there, is our pear trees. And then off further to the east is our plum trees. We got about an acre of each there. The land between it was a corn maze last year. I'm not sure what we'll put in there this year, but it'll be pumpkins or sunflowers, something. Again, we're regenerative farmers, so we have to try to make sure we're taking care of our land. But I gotta yell at my kid real quick because he's getting too close to our irrigation pond. Hey Jake, away from the pond, bud. Hey Alex, will you get Jake, please? Of course, our 3-year-old has to go down and try to catch frogs when it was 25 degrees out last night. I don't think there's going to be frogs, but so not sure exactly what we'll have out there this year, but it won't be corn. We're trying to do a 3-year crop rotation between corn, sunflowers, and pumpkins. So we will figure that out a little bit later this spring, but I kind of got to get on it. But eventually that's going to be all fruit. So this whole section over here is going to end up being fruit. I'm thinking we'll end up with 10,000 fruit trees or so, roughly. We'll see when it's all said and done how close we get to that number, but definitely think we'll get close to that number. And then if you look out further in the distance, you'll see a camper, you'll see a little excavator. Last year that was our pumpkins and our sunflowers, which turned out really well. That's also going to be our main hub. That's where we'll have our market. We're going to have a play area out there. That's where our parking lot will be. That's where the main spaces will be for everybody to come into. We are trying to utilize our whole farm that you just saw. Of course, you didn't see the whole farm, but you saw a good portion of it. But what we really want to do is we want to make sure that people can come out and enjoy the farm. We're building this farm because we enjoy being on a farm. We enjoy the experience our kids get to have on a farm. And so we're building this for our family, but we're building it for your family too. I can still see him, he's there. So we're really trying to do this the right way. So our thought is to have multiple spaces throughout the farm where we'll have picnic tables, maybe a little shack where you get some fruit, some donuts, some cider, some play areas, picnic tables, and try to do some wagon rides throughout the farm so that you can sit there and actually enjoy farm life, not sit there and enjoy a commercialized space that is a farm, right? We're trying to avoid that, and whether we get to that point or not, maybe we will, but we're going to do our best not to get to that point. We're going to do our best to spread out as we get more people out to the farm. So we're asking for you guys to tell us what you want. We're doing this for your family and ours. So since day one when we started this, we've asked people for their opinions. We've asked them what they like to see. We've asked them what they want to see and what they want to do. And so if you got any suggestions, leave us a comment, reach out to us on Facebook, shoot us an email, give me a call. Really interested to see what people want to see out here and how they want to see it ran. And if enough people want it and we pull off, we're going to do it. So, but that is going to be our main hub. We picked that because it's kind of flat, but it's still pretty sandy. So fruit would grow over there, but we would probably lose more crop than we'd like. But really still going to be good for our parking. We can run on that thing year round without any issue at all. So we thought that'd be a really good spot to be able to go. It's kind of between our fruit trees and our Christmas trees, so we can shoot off from there. We do have some Christmas trees over there. Those are just, we're going to do one crop rotation. That's so as people come to our farm, they can see those. They can see that we do have Christmas trees because the rest of them are further back on the farm for the most part. So once those get cut, we will kind of extend that over for more play areas, picnics, maybe some more buildings, stuff like that. But we figure we got a few years before we get busy enough to worry about that. Hopefully we get busy enough, but either way, we're going to do this one way or another. So here we are, we're building an apple orchard, we're building a Christmas tree farm, haunted forest, event venue. We do school field trips. We want to do educational stuff. Not sure if you guys saw as we walked up, but the buildings to the south of us, that's the high school. The high school is an awesome neighbor. They have been nothing but supportive of what we're doing. They've brought school classes over to do some educational stuff, photography. We've talked to the school board and the superintendent about having some of their science classes and stuff over here. The cross-country teams run through our farm. It's a lot safer for them, generally speaking, to come through here, so they reach out to us, and 99 times out of 100 we give them the green light. Obviously if we have heavy equipment or we've just done some sprays, we can't let them out here. But most of the time we try to do the spraying early in the morning, and then so it's more equipment building stuff out here where we don't want them. And then up by the barn area, great neighbors up there too. A lot of our neighbors have actually helped us out here, helped us plant. A lot of support with them with the transplants we just did. And just the other day, I was out here shooting another video, and one of the neighbors, as I was shooting it, texted me, asked if I wanted help, and he came out and helped me for 5 or 6 hours. We've had friends in the community help us, family help us, friends of ours help us. We've had a lot of support on this, so the community is really supporting us with what we're doing. So we're very fortunate with that, and so that's why we're trying to do the things best we can do, and show people that their support is well deserved, or is appreciated, I guess I should say. So that's our farm. We'll keep the videos coming. Subscribe to our channel, and we'll show you how to prune some fruit trees, peaches, cherries, apples. We'll go over our maple syrup process. I'll talk about our planting of crops. As we build structures, we'll do that. As we build our trellises, we do that. The only thing you probably won't get a real good behind the scenes thing is our haunted forest, because it's kind of got to be a secret. Can't scare you if you know what's coming, right? So we probably won't do a lot of behind the scenes things with that, but we will show you a few things here and there. So subscribe to our channel. You can follow us on Facebook at Schell Family Farm, Instagram, Schell Family Farm MI, or www.schellfamilyfarm.com. You can see all of our stuff there. So we're going to kind of keep posting things, but our YouTube channel is where we're really going to try to document the majority of it and do videos here and there and other stuff. So follow along. Click the like buttons, click the subscribe button, and stay tuned to our next videos. Our next videos will probably be on trimming apple trees, so stay tuned for that one, and we'll have that one coming soon.